Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Munce Report. Trainer Chris Munce is here to bring us all the latest stable news and insights on his weekend runners. Welcome, mate. It was a big week of trials this week. Some big names stepped out for the team. Talk us through some of their performances. I guess it was nice to see Bedini's girl back into the swing of things. And what did you make of her performance?
Thought she went pretty well in a strong heat, Adam. I think now as she's got that little bit older, she's got a bit more speed, and I think she needs to be ridden accordingly. Not saying that she's a leader or cost horse, but she has got nice speed. I think using it on Tuesday at the trials, she was able to get into a good rhythm and breathe and relax and sustained a good solid gallop right through the line.
Yeah, it was good to see her back. And have you penciled in some goals for her this preparation?
Not really. I mean, she's not Magic Millions, and she's a filly, so we can target a few of the fillies and mares races over the summer if we think she's up to that sort of grade. And but otherwise, I think we just let her get her confidence up and win a few races. She's still eligible for Class 1, so she'll probably go around next Wednesday at Doomben, and we'll just have a look at her there.
Okay, well, one to keep an eye on for when she kicks off. And I guess you mentioned the summer. That's sort of the goal for a lot of these horses, isn't it? Sort of they're kicking off their preparations and starting with either their first or second trials. Boom Sarah, he was second in his trial, and the big fella did it without too much urging. He sort of seemed to do it of his own steam, which you've often said at track work and other things. He needs a bit of a push along at times.
Yeah, he's a laid back horse. He always has been all his life. But I was really pleased to see he enjoyed his gallop on Tuesday morning. He had his ears pricked, and Justin was relatively kind to him. But he looked to me like he was having a really good day out. So he's still massive in condition. Like he's grown and developed into a very big, strong horse. So look, whether that's a positive or a negative, I'm not sure. But overall, I thought his trial on Tuesday was quite good.
And obviously, Magic Millions Guineas winner. He's headed to Magic Millions Day, and obviously the Summer Carnival with him.
Well, look, if he warrants that if his form warrants it, Adam, he will. He's still got to lift. I think on past performances, he's probably still got to lift that little bit more to get to that top grade again. But you never know. He seems to be in a good vein of form at the moment.
Okay, we then move over to Rhapsody Rose. She won her heat, obviously back at the trials. She's already had a few runs this preparation. Where are you at with her as sort of moving ahead from the trials on Tuesday?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot around for her. So we're going to take her to Sydney next Saturday. She'll be nominated for the Roman Consul Stakes at Randwick, and if she draws well and the weather's kind to us and the stars align, she'll run down there. And obviously, it's going to be a very strong race. It's Group 2 at Randwick, but look, she's a very honest galloper on her own right. So I thought her trial yesterday was good. I think her 2 runs have been luckless with bad barriers and heavy weights. So we'll just throw her in the deep end, and you never know. She'll either sink or she'll swim. But I've got to have faith in her, and I'm sure she'll swim.
Very good. Well, you did highlight this at the start of the preparation that you were eyeing off potential Sydney or Melbourne. So exciting time for connections there. And how does that work? Just talk us through. I mean, obviously it's a changing scenario every day with borders and COVID, but is it a challenge to send her down at the moment?
No, it's pretty good. I mean, I've got a good relationship with Mark Newnham, and I'll just send her down to him. He'll do a very good job with her. I'm sure we'll send her down. She'll have her final hit out here on Tuesday. She'll be on the truck on Wednesday night. She'll land there Thursday morning. She'll have Thursday, Friday to rest up before she races Saturday, and she'll be back home here on Monday morning. So it's a pretty standard routine that most stables do these days. And I'm sure she'll handle it quite well. She's on the ground. She's actually a very kind mare. Like, you can do anything with her. It's just when the colours go up and the saddle goes on and the jockeys are legged aboard that she gets a bit of anxiety.
Yeah, a bit of a race day thing, but I guess there's also been a bit of a pattern with the Gold Coast. So who knows, the change of environment might do her the world of good. So exciting times for connections there. Just touching on the other trialers who sort of caught the eye on Tuesday. Everlast began awkwardly, but he finished off his trial nicely.
Yeah, well, he's just a horse, a 3-year-old colt now, who's big and strong, and he likes to try and bully and bluff his way through life, but he's at this point in time, he's a very good galloper, I feel. he's had only lightly raced, but he's been a bit immature and that sort of thing. But now he's fully mature and he's a lot stronger than what he's ever been. We'll go to the races next week, 1,000 metres at Caloundra. I love taking them to Caloundra, nice big track to give him a good experience on, let him get back and travel, and let him finish off. So I do think he'll get out to a mile as he gets older and more seasoned and mature.
Okay, one to keep an eye out on potentially this preparation. You always have had an opinion of him, haven't you? So we'll keep an eye on him. And the other one was Stampy, who settled back in his trial and finished second, went to the line nicely.
Went really good, Stampy. His 2 trials this prep have been really well. I mean, I'm training him a little bit different too, more like a sprinting speed type horse, and he seems to appreciate that, and he's running good sectionals in his gallops when I want him to, when I ask him to, and not that I do that often, but when I do, he can gallop out very well, and then he's been transferring that onto race day as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting him to the races in a couple of weeks' time.
Very good. And what about his preparation of yourself and Phil Gutsky and Mal Schumacher sat down to work out plans for him? Obviously, the summer's there. Yeah,
he'll probably head towards a few of those summer races. Hopefully, we can get him into something like the Loughney or one of those sort of races, 1350, 1400, which he raced competitively at and won, where he's now being beaten in the Gateway this time last year. So, that'll be sort of his aims at this point in time.
Very good. Well, exciting times for everyone with some of these big names set to kick off their preparations in the coming weeks. And you added another winner to the tally this week with Vital Source scoring an impressive win at the Sunshine Coast on Friday night, when she sort of stormed home, and it was a deserved win, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. And she's a lovely mare. Like, she's one that's just taken a bit of time to mature, although she's had 7 or 8 starts before she won. She just always been that little bit immature, although we'd sort of had her going as a 2-year-old. She was always that little bit behind. But look, now that she's a fully developed, mature mare, she's just turned into a really good racehorse. She got back off him the other day, and what pleased me was Larry's assessment of the race afterwards. He just said that she was never going to get beat. She was travelling quite strongly throughout, and he didn't even have to hardly pull the stick on her. So it was good to see her win the way she did.
Yeah, well done to Connections there. It certainly was an eye-catching win, and hopefully there's more in store for her. And you could also have added to the winning tally. It was a nice debut from Euromantic during the week for the Hancock's Bloodstock team. Struck a bit of an interference, ran in the turn, and then over the concluding stages to finish second. Yeah,
it was a great run by her. She was just travelling in behind the speed. Larry from a good gate was able to find a spot just behind the leaders and was really travelling nicely. I've got to say, she was really relaxed and travelling quite strong for him, but just got hampered on the corner when he was wanting to sort of make momentum, and then again at the winning post where the eventual winner sort of drifted out in front of her. Didn't cost her the race, but certainly cost her finishing a lot closer than what she did. So it was I was very pleased. It was a good debut performance.
Very good. And speaking of debutantes, let's get into the preview. There's a bit of excitement in the air with a 2-year-old set to debut at Doomben on Saturday. Obviously, these are the early 2-year-old races and all untried, horses. So it's an exciting time. I guess with Doomben and all the other races over the weekend, there is a bit of rain. So that's the disclaimer with everything, isn't there? You're sort of watching to the skies and a bit of rain forecast over the next 2 days.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I think 2-year-olds, they always usually race pretty genuine. They don't sort of know how to. They don't have any tricks up their sleeve as such. So they're usually pretty genuine about their performances. So it'd be nice to see them all perform.
Yeah, well, the horse we're talking about is primed for victory. 2-year-old colt by leading sire Better Than Ready, bred by Ian and Kathy Matheson, and is the half-brother to Millwood, one of your nice 3-year-olds who you've spoken about on the show over the weeks. And he ran the fastest time of the 2-year-old trials held on Tuesday, heading into this potential debut run.
Yeah, he's been a real surprise packet, this guy. When he was first broken in and brought into the stables, we thought he was probably going to be the least likely to be able to get up and run early, but he's just transformed. He's enjoying his life in the stable. He never leaves a grain of feed. He cops every piece of work we give him. He's just a real professional about everything he does. So he's really your perfect 2-year-old. I've got to say, he goes around the track like a 3-year-old and performs. Hopefully tomorrow on Saturday he can perform accordingly.
And how does he compare to Millwood? Obviously, being the half brother, but I guess you always sort of identified Millwood as being a 3-year-old and beyond, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're chalk and cheese. I mean, Prime for Victory certainly thrown to the better than ready gene. The up and run early sort of 2-year-old type of horse, whereas Millwood certainly through to the Omaha side. He's more of a 3 or 4-year-old type of horse. He surprised me, as I mentioned before, that he even raced as a 2-year-old. But they're certainly two nice gallopers. I've got to say, though, I've got a lot of time for both of them.
Very good. Well, exciting times for Connections ahead of Prime for Victory's debut on Saturday. He's second favourite in the market currently, and our friends at Unibet are going to do a special price push for Munce racing owners and account holders with Unibet. So keep an eye out for that one closer to race time. We then move over to Centrefire, who she was very unlucky in the Pink Ribbon Cup at the Gold Coast a fortnight ago, raced 3 wide without cover and still battled home nicely, didn't she, to finish 6th considering the run in transit. And you've also got a backup option for her at the Sunshine Coast on Sunday.
Yeah, well, she'll go to the Sunshine Coast. She's drawn barrier 1 there. It's good prize money. It's a $50,000 race at the Sunshine Coast. So she'll go that way from a good draw. And as you said, she had no luck at the Gold Coast there in the Pink Ribbon race day. And I expect her to be, from a good draw, give her a chance and be hard to beat.
Sure, yeah, back in grade to the Sunshine Coast. And she's performing well, isn't she? She's consistent without winning, I guess, in recent times. We then move over to the Gold Coast Saturday, where Kitty Kitty Bang Bang is entered for a 1,300 metre maiden plate. She was 5th last start at the Sunshine Coast. What did you make of that performance?
I thought she just weakened a little bit at the end of the 1,400. I thought Tiff gave her a great ride. She, gave her a textbook ride, but she's a sort of filly. I think you've just got to be a little bit more conservative than riding to put her in the race. She just needs to saved up that little bit more. But I thought she hit the line pretty well. But I just think back to the 1,300. She's raced well at the Gold Coast before. I think this is the right race for her on Saturday, the 1,300 metres at the Gold Coast.
Okay, very good. Well, good luck to the girls involved there. Tiffany Brooker also aboard Outback Gladiator, who's the other run at the Gold Coast in a Class 2 over the 1,800 metres. He got home nicely to finish 2nd over this trip last start, and he's obviously in a similar sort of race here.
He is, and look, the wetter the better for him. He loves the wet, so we're certainly hoping for a bit of rain down there for him. And from the one gate, I would assume he's going to be in the second half of the field there for Tiff. But she rode him very well, and now she knows the horse. I'm sure she'll be able to give him a good ride from a very good barrier draw.
Yeah, well, we know that was his one win, wasn't it, at the Gold Coast on a heavy track. So, as you say, he'll be looking to the skies and hoping. Let's move over to the Sunshine Coast meeting on Sunday, where Goliath is entered here for a maiden plate over the 1,000 metres. Another relative here in the stable. It's a half sister to Skate to Paris and was a recent trial winner. Yeah,
good little galloper, this filly, or mare now, I should say. But she's just had a few little issues along the way. This preparation, she decided it was a good idea to try and lunge through the barriers at the barrier trials about a month or so ago, or 2 months ago actually, and set her back a little way. But she's had a trial since where she won, as you said, and trialled up quite nicely. So 1,000 metres to kick off, I think, is the right sort of trip. I do think she'll get out a bit further with racing, but she's certainly got a fair share of ability.
Yeah, as you said, she's a 4-year-old mare. Spill the beans out of Paris Blue. Same question, I guess, with this sibling, Skate to Paris. We know her record was well documented. How do these two compare? Are they different also?
Yeah, they are actually. I mean, I think Delight's sort of gone more the spill the beans side of it. She's not overly big, but she's certainly got good loads of ability, and I think she's got the toughness though of Skate to Paris as well, because she's a tough little rooster. I'll give her that.
Very good. Well, good luck to Connections there, the Watkins family syndicate, who obviously Steph's also involved with Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, so it could be a good weekend in store. Well, last but not least, let's touch on your Unibet punting league bets. You're going for Masked Crusader and Swift Witness this week. You've had an eye on these runners in the previous weeks with your best bets, and you're staying loyal.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think Masked Crusader is a really nice horse. His win in Melbourne 2 starts back was, you had to see it to believe it. I think they're going to go, obviously, in a race like that, there's going to be a lot of pressure up front, which will suit him. And I can see him steaming home over the top of them. And I think Swift Witness she's just racing. She's a typical one of Gay's, where she's just going to be primed for the Group 1 race. And she's been racing very genuine all prep.
And you've also, you know a bit about Swift Witness, don't you? Because you had her up here for the over the summer carnival, Gay Centre up here under your care.
Yeah, she was with us, our stable, for quite some time, and we all keep an eye on her now, all the stable, seeing as we've paying close attention to her, and she's always had good ability. I actually thought she'd be hard to beat in the Magic Millions, but obviously she trained off by then. But no, she's a nice filly.
Very good. Well, there you go. There's Chris's best bets and some insights on the runners. So, mate, thanks for your time and good luck to everyone over the weekend.
Good on you. Thanks, Adam.